Hi, welcome to Coaster Mania. I'm Micah, and today I'm going to quickly re-review Knott's Berry Farm, located in Buena Park, California. I'm making this video since our previous experience at the park was during the Knott's Merry Farm winter event. The park was a different enough experience during the summer to make it worthwhile to me to make this video. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Unlike in my full-length reviews where I discuss 10 different parts about the park and rank them individually, I'm going to talk about what the park does right and what it might need improvement on. Katie and I were fairly excited to return to Knott's after a couple years away. We wanted to see what had changed and if anything had improved. Obviously, we had some expectations, but were they met? Without further ado, let's move into this review. Just like I mentioned in my full-on review, the theming, atmosphere, and ride collection is on point at this park. Fortunately for us, Accelerator was finally open, meaning we could snag that elusive credit. The rest of the park seemed mostly well-maintained, and operations were running decently. The food was just as we remembered, and the theming around the park was also just as good. Most of the praise that I gave the park still stands here, and there's not much else that I feel is important to add. Here's where the issues started and provides the reason as to why I wouldn't really recommend visiting this park during the summer. Our first disappointment came when we realized that Ghost Rider was closed for scheduled maintenance. We hadn't seen anything online about this beforehand, so this meant that we were already missing one of the best rides in the park. Next, with the delays that have been plaguing Montezuma's Revenge, there was no chance that ride was going to be open when we visited. It honestly made us kinda sad to see the remains of it just sitting there, with no work getting done whatsoever. For whatever reason, Jaguar was closed as well, meaning that of the usual 10 coasters the park has, almost a third of them were closed. But hey, a lot of the other coasters are pretty good, so we still managed to have a good time here, right? Well, for the most part, yes. But when waiting in line for Silver Bullet, we really figured out why going here in the summer is not all that great. You see, Buena Park and Orange County in general has a lot of teenagers. It also doesn't help that Knott's didn't have a chaperone policy in place. This meant that there were a lot of unattended teenagers at the park and nearly just as much line jumping. Ride operators were informed of this by other guests, and there seemed to be no incentive for them to do anything about it. This led to a ton of frustration all around and really soured our experience. You see, when going to parks like Disneyland or even some of the larger regional parks like Kings Island or Cedar Point, you come across a lot more families in general. This means that there's less rogue teenagers and preteens running around and being general nuisances. Dealing with these people was honestly enough to kind of really make our experience not super great here. It's easy for me to see why so many people put Knott's Berry Farm so low on their rankings after the experience we had. It disappoints me quite a bit since the winter event this park hosts is probably one of the best out there. The experience was bad enough that it makes me firmly believe that the best time to visit this park is in the winter or other parts of the off-season, and to skip it during the summer season if at all possible. You're more likely to come across families with their children and less crowds in general. With all this being said, I'd rate Knott's Berry Farm in the summer season of 2024 a 7 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and comment below and hit that bell icon. Special thanks to our Patreon supporter, Future Collective. $1 a month helps me bring even more content to you guys, and I even have some exclusive content coming, so check it out. Check the description below to find links to the rest of our pages. Thanks for watching the video, and ride on, Coaster Maniacs!